We have stopped quite a few of these vehicles. We have ensured that they conform with the law. And there are a number of prosecutions that have been done where persons are being disobeying the law. The fact of the matter is that there are quite a few persons who are a part of these motorcades who are of the view that because they are a part of the motorcades, then the law does not apply. And so that has to be a part of the sensitization process. And we, of course, depend on the well-thinking persons that are a part of these motorcades.
Que pasa, sakpa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. Now we know that we are in the middle of political campaign for election that is supposed to be held on the 26th or so of February 2024, a couple of days from now. So we see the JLP and the PNP, they've been about campaigning hot on each other trail. However, one of the things that we notice is that a lot of persons are getting hurt. People are losing their limbs. We saw that a young man, 30-something-year-old Chevon Thompson, he fell off some sorts of minibus on the JLP campaign. We saw that Lamar Gray, he fell off some sorts of campaign for the PNP, I think. So now we see the campaign is getting all sorts of backlash. People are saying these people are out and about and there's nothing wrong with the political democratic process. However, there's been a whole bunch of buffoonery that is putting persons, the general public, in a harm's way. So the voice that you heard at the start of this video is Mr. Mackenzie of the JCF. Because of all the backlash, he is pretty much doing damage control. He is saying that, listen, these are the new rules going forward as it pertains to this political campaign. So pretty much, people, what I'm going to do is try to make sense out of nonsense. Because we've come to the realization that Jamaica, JCF, is a reactive instead of proactive. So therefore, something has to happen. People have to get badly hurt. People have to lose their life before they put or implement the policies that should have been there from day one into full effect. Because one thing that is very consistent with all of these political motorcade is that the popo is always leading the convoy, or the popo is always at the back. So therefore, front and back of the convoy, the motorcade, the police is there. So I am sure at one time or the other, they must have seen all of these breaches to the road code, that persons were actually sitting on top of motor vehicle, meaning minibus. People were jumping from minibus to minibus as if there's some sorts of circus going on. So it is not as if these are some one-off incident. This is the norm rather than the exception. Every time we see these convoys, we see that the vehicles, minibus, cars, bikes, are always dilly-dallying on their side, driving on the opposite side of the road. We saw that persons were jumping from one vehicle to the next vehicle. People are hanging out on the door. People are sitting on the windowsill of the minibus, rete, lele, blue, blah, blah. As a matter of fact, persons were even driving their vehicles, sitting on the windowsill of their car. Don't know how they do it. Them have some sorts of special skill set. Not very smart, however, very skillful in their buffoonery. So therefore, I say this to say that the popo must have noticed it. However, conveniently, it seems as if these people in these motorcade, because they have political affiliation, got some sorts of exception to the rule conveniently, just for the name of politics. So when we listen to this popo top cop, it seems as if they had some sorts of meeting and they said to themselves, meaning the popo and the political leaders, and they said to themselves, this is looking very bad in the public. We need to do some sorts of PR stunts. we need to do some sorts of damage control. We need to have some sorts of sensitization project in which we educate the public on what is right, what is wrong, what is common sense. Now people, there is one thing about right and wrong. There is no sorts of gray area. It is always black and white, and like you've heard me said on several occasions, what is understood does not need to be explained. So therefore, I don't know how you're going to explain to somebody when the traffic rules and enforcement have been out there from day one. It is clear. You cannot drive your vehicle from sitting on the windowsill. You cannot be driving on top of the bus. You cannot be hanging out on the window or on the door of the bus, kicking out your foot. You cannot do the same thing on the truck and any sorts of vehicle. Everything is pretty much common sense. So therefore, if you, within your adrenaline rush, within your hype, within feeling too powerful as if the law and the rules does not apply to you, you can do whatever you are or you want to do because you have the backing of the PNP or the JLP. That is the underlying problem. The problem is common sense, and there's not a whole bunch of common sense being exhausted out there. It is a whole bunch of buffoonery. And until people lose them life, lose them foot, this is when they are now coming out. This should have been done from day one before all of this foolishness start. But people like me say, Jamaica is reactive instead of proactive. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but it seems as if the choppers, the scammers, the fraudsters, they are having a field day. It is open season, duck season, hunting season, easy as 1, 2, 3 season, with these scammers on the bank and your funds, your accounts. We've heard millions exaggerated of persons complaining that they've been a victim of scam fraudery. I am going to let you listen to a next victim as she explains how she got some sorts of notification that her account was hit up at least 9 times, 15,000 a piece, in excess of $130 something. And then I'll give my piece.
Good night. I'm just calling out to Jamaican people, you ought to take heed. You see this cry that people crying about, NTB, the money becoming missing and those things, you want to take heed here because it's serious. And until it is knocking on your door, you are going to know how it feels. So today, I work casually at work. An email come in on my phone. When I check my email, $15,000 was removed from my account from my paymaster. Log into my account, and I just one time, and 9 times the $15,000 gone out of my account. That is $135,000. You hear me? I tell you now. Alright, look, this is my NCB card. I'm a card in my hand, I'm there at work. I come outside, come on a call with them. So, I want to know, I'm not waiting 3, 4, 5 days for my money. You hear me? I tell you now.
Now people, you heard this victim, this lady saying, she has her card, the physical card with her. She never lend the card to nobody. She never tell them no password. She never give them no sorts of pin. But the problem is that when you have the wolves, the hyena, I watch the chicken cub, meaning these banks, these financial institutions. Whenever the problem is internalized, that means that people from the inside who you gave your account or who people that give them your account, your PIN, your password, and their intention is to rob and steal. This is exactly what is going to happen. There is nobody in charge of security in any of these banks that can stop these people from robbing you. It seems as if there is no sorts of plan, no sorts of security measure that can stop these people. If you was to get the truth from these banks as to how wide scale this problem is, maybe everybody in Jamaica would not be banking at any sort of financial institution, because this is more than a leak. This is as if the levee it bust loose and all of the water, everything flood out as it pertains to this scammery. And at the end of the day, the only persons that are inconvenienced, you yourself, if you go and you try to make a couple of buy, try use your card couple of times excessive, you're going to get some sorts of you need for call or it was blocked. However, when these people are thieving your money, as in this case, 9 separate occasions, there is no sort of red flag, there is no sort of security measure that stop and say, hold on a minute, no person or this person record does not reflect that she's always buying stuff 9 times in a one day. However, the chopper them can do exactly what they want to do, because they are the ones that are monitoring your account. They are the ones that are putting these red flags up and security measures up. So therefore, if the people in charge of security are the people that are breaching the security, how is the problem going to stop? People, Jamaica have a problem, big time. It is called scamming. These banks, they have no sort of security measure that can stop you. So therefore, we are pretty much at the mercy of these scammers. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, it seems as if the Black Cat channel is in full effect once again. A couple of months ago, I spoke about a gang from Manchester, Clarendon, Mandeville area that is led by a man known as BITTAS. I told you that these people are involved in every sort of crime from A to Z, from a pin to an anchor. Them thief goat, them thief car, them put out hits, them rob bank, them rob any and everything that is available from them, see it, them want it. However, they always say, be very careful what you ask for, what you want, because sometimes that same crime or same thing will come back and haunt you. It is called karma. So I said, these people are creating all sorts of problems in the area. The poor know about them. However, them have the poor in them pocket. The poor in the Mandeville, Clarendon, Manchester area, I even gave the name of one specific poor. Don't know if he's been transferred, don't know the case, because you know, say, corruption is very big in the JCF. So when I did those videos, about 3 or 4 of them, people are linked me and I say, but Mr. Black Cat channel, it seems as if you become the Nostradamus, the hype channel, where you just put up all sorts of BS and nothing manifests. Well, people, I have good news and I have good news. One of those individuals that is the right hand man of BITTAS, his name is Phillylou. On or about the 15th of February or so, maybe about a week ago, it seems as if he was caught slipping reckless in a place called RECKFORD. They found him. When they found him, he was seen with all sorts of hole in his head, wearing a green t-shirt with some sorts of color knapsack, Jansport, a transport on him back. He was also laying on the knapsack on his back, looking up into the sky, him eyes wide open. So therefore, them catch him, them shock and awe him. He is the right hand man, he is the hittest for BITTA. Now people are say, hold on a minute, where am I do out here so? How them find him out here so? We're from Clarendon, Manchester, them kind of adjoining area there. It seems like somebody must trail him. It seems like it must be a dopey or a gunman. Possibly even the hittest popo. Persons are perplexed. Rest of members in the GANG, them are worried, them are shaking at them boats, including BITTA. Cause them are said, then hold on a minute. If them find him in that strange area and slap out him head, what could happen to me? Or who did it? Who done it? Who was the person that took him out? people I wonder them are frets. People, like I told you before, this is the Black Cat channel. Whenever I speak, it always manifests. Sooner or later, fly high or fly low. Whenever your name is called up on this channel, is either two things are gonna happen. Unless there is divine intervention, you give your life to Christ, and even then, I cannot guarantee. Is either you're destined for doom, meaning the big yard, or the GRAVE yard. Fix up yourself before you get fix up. That applies to bitter, point blank, and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.